Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming some content on my new camera, which I got for my birthday because I turned 23 yesterday. I don't know how I feel about turning 23. It's because I'm 7 years away from being 30 and I just thought it'd be 21 forever. Anyways, enough of my stupid first world problems. My video today is one of the most requested videos I've had. High fat, low carb. What is it about? What are the negatives? What are the positives? The information that I have learned throughout my 3.5 years in my degree, I have formulated my own opinion. What I believe around the high fat, low carb sort of guidelines. There is a lot of diets that fall under that sort of scheme. So it's like your paleo diet, Mediterranean diet, ketogenic diet. So I'm going to be touching base with some of those, but mostly the paleo diet because that's what I've had a lot of questions about. In this world, we are exposed to good fats and bad fats. Your brain is 60% composed of fat. Every single cell in your body has a membrane. That membrane is composed of cholesterol, which is fat. Cholesterol also makes hormones, is responsible for whether you're a male or a female. Saturated fats are only bad if you overconsume them. They get such a bad rap. So you only need to have a small amount. The problem is people are not having small amounts because saturated fats and trans fats, which by the way are pretty much man-made, biochemically unrecognized fats, saturated and trans fats, they're the two top things that are added into so much like packaged and processed foods. Chips, flavored nuts, pre-prepared microwave meals, processed deli meats, cheap and cheerful chocolate, flavored crackers, and some sauces and condiments and dips and stuff like that. So all of those types of foods have added saturated fats and added trans fats. Good fats are things like your nuts and seeds, good quality oily fish like salmon, mackerel, herring and sardines. Some of the diets sort of go by ghee and dairy products, good quality goat's cheese, which are high in omega-3s and omega-6s. I mean, some people that write about the paleo diet will restrict the dairy out, all just about basically your own wants and needs. And sometimes in the paleo diet, they also include small amounts of fresh fruit or low sugar fruit. You know, the high sugar fruits like bananas and apples and pears, and usually are restricted out for just your treats or sweeteners added into cooking and stuff because they are still considered a carbohydrate. In the ketogenic diet, you're pretty much restricting down to 5 to 10% of your daily macronutrient intake is from carbs, so you're completely restricting it. So there's really not that much space to even have fruit in the ketogenic diet. So usually the paleo diet is a maximum of 40% of your daily macronutrient intake is from carbohydrate, no more than that. You're restricting out things like legumes, barley, lentils, all types of wheat and grains like quinoa, brown rice, white rice, chickpeas, oats, bread, unless it's you make your own from nuts and seeds. And people say they feel so good on it, and the main reason is because once you start to deplete carbohydrate, you diminish the body's opportunity to even have a carbohydrate crash. When you have a carbohydrate intake, your insulin rises up to carry the carbohydrate to your cells to be used for energy. You take your carb, this much ATP in it, which is pretty much the cell's currency of energy, and you can have a high GI carbohydrate or a low GI carbohydrate. The higher GI, the quicker it's going to get released, but the quicker crash you're going to have. And then you have your low GI is a slow release. Fat takes a lot longer for the body to break down, and it's also a lot higher in your ATP energy. So the ATP release for energy for the cells is a lot longer lasting, which is why people always say, oh, ketogenic diet's so good, I have so much energy and I just feel so happy and I feel so good. It's because there is almost double the amount of ATP molecules or energy molecules for the cell to use as energy as opposed to carbohydrates. It decreases your chance in developing metabolic diseases such as type 2 diabetes. When you start to eat high fat, you're actually restoring your pancreas, which is the organ in your body that produces insulin. You are restoring its ability to normalize insulin levels so that you can slowly introduce carbohydrates. The way that I want to go about this video is basically, I've had the little chat now. I want to show you guys a day on the plate of a paleo Mediterranean type ketogenic high fat diet plan. Now we've had the discussion, let's apply it so that you can visually see it, and then hopefully that will answer some of your questions. We can go along the way. So I'll check back in with you soon. Okay, so it is the next day now. I'm going to kick off my paleo high fat low carb day on a plate the right way and go for a workout sesh. I think Daniel and I are gonna go out for like an early dinner. So I'll show you most of my day, eat some fat, and we're gonna cut out some carbs. Anyways, I'm gonna get started before I run out of time. I'll check back in with you after my workout. Okay, so I just came back from the shops. I bought paleo grain-free bread. I think it's Then Nerdy, I think it's called. They're on Instagram. That's them. I've been buying that bread for ages. I absolutely love it. It's so yummy. It's all completely just nuts and seeds, high fat, low carb, obviously. So I got some of this as well. If you want to do like a cheaper option, you can make this stuff from scratch and buy your unsalted nuts, like no flavoring or anything, obviously, and then sort of mix it up together and make your own paleo mix. I'm gonna have a small bowl of the paleo protein mix, and I'm gonna have a piece of toast with some avocado, black seeds, and this carrot and ginger puree sauce thing that I made last week. So it's all paleo, a stack of fat and a stack of protein with very little carbohydrates. So I'm gonna show you making it and then I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna put in almond milk, but you can do whatever milk you desire. Macadamia milk is a good one. I'm gonna toast my bread because I want it warm. This is my carrot puree that I made. Check that out. Oh, let's do a little taste test. Ready? That's good. I love it. Now a taste test for the toast. The only thing that sucks about having so much nuts and seeds is how much you get stuck in your teeth. Delicious, love it. So we just got back from the shops to get some stuff for Daniel's car, so that was pretty boring, but hopefully my salmon is all defrosted now. I'm gonna chuck it in the oven and make my lunch. I'm gonna make like a nice dressing sort of topping thing with the tahini, and then I'm going to use the dukkha to sort of sprinkle on top. I've got 2 fillets there, but I normally like overcook so that I have stuff prepared for other meals. And then I'm going to make some like a cauliflower and broccoli blend, roast my kale, and then sprinkle some enoki mushrooms on top. So I will get that out in about 12 to 15 minutes. Just boiling my veggies in the microwave. I normally boil them in a saucepan. However, I'm so hungry and I just want it done like ASAP. Okay, so I'm taking this supplement at the moment. This one here. It's called Entericare by Biomedica. All of this in it. I'm gonna film me taking it because it's just the most disgusting thing. It is so gross. Some people can handle it. Some people are, oh, it's fine. No, it does the job. Like, I'm not going to give it up. Okay, so I've just put a teaspoon in this cup. Cheers. Oh. But that's awful. Okay, just got my salmon and kale out the oven. Okay, bit of salmon. Ready? That is so yummy. Paleo, low carb, high fat. Off to tea we go, woo! So we're going to a place called Plant 4. It's like a big market with mini market stalls in it. Heaps of like families that bring all their fresh homegrown stuff, but they also have heaps of like healthy options. I know that I'll be able to find something that's like going by my paleo day on a plate kind of thing. What do you feel like?
Bit of grub.
Plant 4 grub. If you're a foodie, you will like it. It's a foodie kind of place. Alright, taste test, hold on. That's sauerkraut, avocado, super seed sprinkle, a little bit of egg, a little bit of asparagus. Ready? The only carbs that's in this bowl is the pumpkin, and there's only a little bit that's in there anyways, so we LG. So now I'm gonna eat. Okay guys, so I'm gonna wrap up this vlog. I've sort of formulated my own opinion. There is some things, the paleo diet, that sort of puts me off. There is lots of great things about it. It's great for weight loss, except there's a few things that I want to discuss in terms of introducing the paleo diet as like a lifestyle for someone who's thinking about it. It lacks a sufficient amount of fiber, which is really healthy for your gut. A lot of paleo freaks will sort of defend this and say, oh yeah, but it does. It's not a sufficient amount, and if you're living a paleo life every single day, types of foods that you need to include, people can't abide by all these Paleolithic rules all the time, 7 days a week. It's just hard, especially when people live a busy life. They're not going to remember, oh, I need this amount of grams of insoluble and soluble fiber, and I need this much protein today. That's where it gets a bit tricky. Are starting the paleo diet and you lose all this weight because you're reducing or cutting out your carbohydrate intake. And this certainly applies to ketogenic diet. You will put the weight back on as soon as you start to eat carbs again. And I don't know anyone, or have seen anyone or met anyone on this planet, maybe you have, who has started a diet and completely stuck with it their whole entire life and never slipped up, because we're all human. Look at it this way, if you start a diet has an end. If you make something a lifestyle, it's your life. If you cut out an entire food group, i.e. carbohydrates, or reduce it, like in the paleo doesn't completely cut it out, but ketogenic does. Even if you're reducing it to a certain amount for a long period of time, it's not the best idea. I would never recommend going on any type of diet that cuts out specific food groups for longer than maybe 6 months. Someone who's a vegetarian as well, like I know that a lot of people are like, oh, just don't be a vegetarian. You can't be vegetarian if you're on the paleo diet. Some people do choose for many reasons to be vegetarian, and that's completely fine. Cutting out lentils and beans and you're not eating meat, that's like 2 whole massive food groups there where you're not getting enough protein and you're not getting enough iron. So yes, lentils and beans have phytates in them that reduce absorption of many micro minerals and micronutrients. They also have a lot of beneficial things as well. You can't say to me that everything on the paleo diet is absolutely perfect and isn't going to harm you and affect some sort of absorption rate in your gut as well. Everything that you eat has a positive and a negative to it, otherwise we would just live forever. Farming in Australia for meat that is affordable for more than half the Australian population is not a healthy way to farm meat. Chemicals that they put into, I mean, yes, like I've said this in other videos, it is getting better. The farming methods are better, but it's still not perfect. The way that the animals get treated as well is absolutely disgusting. If you saw the way the animals got treated, you probably wouldn't want to eat the food as much or at all. The properly farmed stuff, it becomes really expensive, and more than half of the Australian population cannot afford that, and I understand that, especially if you've got, you know, multiple children and you have to feed the whole family. So it can get expensive, and the farming methods aren't always the best for optimal nutrition. Lastly, a lot of paleo people that are all into it and stuff, they will say like, oh, studies have been done to prove it's great and this is how our ancestors lived. Okay, yes, there is a lot of studies to back it up. There's also a lot of studies to say it's not good either. We are not Paleolithic people. We have evolved since then. So our gut microbiota, the bacteria in our gut, the way we move, the way we chew and eat our food, the way we communicate, everything has changed. Every single thing. There would not really be one cell in our body that would be exactly the same as what it used to be back in the Paleolithic times. So the way that we metabolize everything that we eat is so different. You cannot really compare. They're my points. But again, I'm not saying that I hate the paleo diet. I'm not saying that it's awful. It is really good for you. But I just wouldn't want anyone to go by the paleo diet as a complete lifestyle change, yet completely cut out carbs the rest of their life kind of thing. So cutting out an entire food group, I personally just don't agree with that from what I've learned in the past 3.5 years of my degree. That's my opinion. I hope this isn't too controversial. Everyone's entitled to their opinions. If someone disagrees with this video, that's fine. I hope you all learned something from this. So if you have any questions, let me know. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye. Mwah.